Hello, this is Lars from Metallica. This is James. Welcome to the Metallica show. I am the table.
That's the other thing that he says, is that he's the table.
Cheers. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Feel a clink coming on. Super aggressive for a rock pedal. Cheers, sir.
All right, welcome to Drunk Pedal Show with Matt and Ira. I'm Matt, and this is Ira. And tell them what we got today.
It's a bit of Americana. We are comparing the Fulltone OCD with the legendary, needs no introduction, old number 7, Jack Daniels.
Not numbers 1 through 6, but just number 7.
There's only number 7.
What was our rationale? It's an American-made pedal.
And two things that absolutely rock.
An American drink, and because it's OCD, we're like, keep it simple, nothing complicated. Also, I didn't want to mix drinks again like last time. So
Yeah,
this is way easy.
let's drink one thing.
Shitty mixology segment.
Yeah. We're
Let's drink some whiskey.
yeah, let's get into it.
Got our special commemorative.
Cheers. I think one of the commonalities of this drink and this pedal is that they're both obviously awesome from the jump. I
They're not complicated.
Like, this is a really good thing. So let me not fuck around. I'm so intimately familiar with Jack Daniels that it's not it's not a new taste sensation for me, but it is good.
I'm not a big bourbon guy, but I'm a whiskey guy, so whatever. It's whiskey, it's close enough. And I've had Jack before. It's serviceable.
I was told by really smart bartender. I thought he was smart. That bourbon, the whole thing is it's made with corn. The definition of bourbon, it has to be made, I believe, in a certain state. I could be wrong about that. It could be like Kentucky bourbon, or like at least it has to be with corn.
So this is not bourbon?
It is no. And the comments can blow up. Feel free for the comments to blow up on this.
Yeah. There's a type of whiskey this is. It's not just... I think it's the same thing as bourbon. It's just not from Kentucky.
Comment below. Subscribe.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say I think it's fucking bourbon. You, the YouTube viewer at home,
or we could just start saying...
can decide.
We can just start saying wrong shit just to get people mad.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was about to be like, maybe I shouldn't. And I was like, no, fuck it. You know what? Bourbon, there's rye, scotch, and others.
Yeah, and it's...
Could look it up, but that would interrupt the drinking.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. We gotta learn some more Steely Dan songs.
We do.
Did you hear the dude playing that in the store the other day?
I did.
In acoustics? That
Fingerstyle.
Classical, yeah.
Fingerstyle, classical style. Ricky Don't Lose That Number.
Classical style, Ricky Don't Lose That Number.
And almost
on a
as
Godan.
a joke from the universe, he didn't know the name of the song.
Really?
He asked me. He had, like, for some reason, I'm the guy standing there.
Yeah.
And I was like... I answered him so loud and fast and hard. It was like, Ricky Don't Lose That Number by Steely Dan. What do I win? Oh, like,
because I stood there for a minute and watched because I was like, it's a really good performance of it, and it's well arranged for like classical style. And but now I'm disappointed that I found out he didn't know the name of the song.
B minor 7. Ricky Don't. I don't know the rest of it, but that's a simple enough song. We'll get that one. We'll get that one. You know what I'm wondering? I'm wondering what's in the box.
Oh yeah. What's in the box?
Let's check out what's in the box.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Ricky, don't lose that box, man. If a certain friend from back in the day, he was one of my best friends in high school, no names necessary because he'll get it. I had a choice of, since I work in the store, I can like putz around in the back and actually pick out the pedal that I want to buy. This is my own personal pedal. And I bought the OCD, and I wanted to pick a cool serial number because I'm a geek like that. And the serial numbers are handwritten on the box. So this serial number ends in the number 37, which for no good reason, my dear friend from high school said that number haunted him. It was just all around. Every time you would look at a clock, 37. Every time you would like blah blah blah, 37, 37, 37. And so this is an homage to my friend from high school, and I have no idea if he'd like to be mentioned on camera, so I won't. But I got a OCD number blah 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 37.
There's a thing about there's like a lot of different versions of it, and there's a lot of discussion over which are better. They sound slightly different. But I haven't heard any that sounded bad.
No.
And so I wouldn't necessarily even worry about that much if I was buying one. Also, again, I'm not such a pedal guy that I'm like, I gotta have the right one with the right color, diode, and
I think they all rock. I think they all rock. And like I like a pedal to look cool. Check. It does. It's a beautiful pedal. Black on white. Can't mess with that. The sound of it makes me want to play guitar, and that can be said just for any pedal. Anyway, does it make you want to play guitar? Yes. Versions 1 through 7, they all sound great. They all rock, and I think the current iteration of this is really wonderful. We'll get into it. It's really cool.
So you have version 2?
I have the OCD V2. So I guess they're calling it version 2, but I've seen YouTube videos where they're up to like 7.
Yeah.
But
so
they're not copping to it, I guess. Yeah, this
unofficial versions.
This is one of the ones that was at the very last shipment to the store.
Okay.
So this is
so for
new.
some reason V2, even though there's definitely been a lot more versions.
Yeah, this is the new.
If you know
newest one,
why the OCD is version 2, even though there's been a bunch of other versions, let us know in the comments.
Comment below and then Michael Fuller from Fulltone wants it to be version 2, and so there it is. It's version 2. But let's see the box. We got my own personal receipt. That doesn't count. Going for the bubble wrap. Fulltone chose bubble wrap. Shows that they care about getting a quality product to you. Sticker watch. Very beautiful, high quality sticker. Fulltone, the world's finest guitar and bass effects. www.fulltone.com is on your sticker that you should be getting with this pedal. Ha! What were we saying on the other shows? Congratulations. This one actually does.
Congratulations.
A one-page manual. It's basically a manual / letter to, it's a congratulatory letter to you, the customer, from Michael Fuller, product designer and president of Fulltone. Fulltone, if you ever...
I just learned that like yesterday or a couple days ago, whenever.
Yeah, Fulltone. Congratulations on your purchase of the Fulltone OCD V2 operating manual.
They just congratulate you on the manual? What?
No. It's two different sentences.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
It's extremely open sounding overdrive distortion circuit, a good bit more dynamic range. You can pick hard or soft, which is a quality of, like, say, a blues driver type of pedal. It's a Class A wired JFET input, raising the impedance from all previous OCDs. All right. And it is buffered output, completely isolates the pedal from the influence of everything following it in the signal chain, and allows more sustain and overtones than previously the OCDs did, even at lower distortion settings. It's pretty important. And now this is what I really learned from this, is it has an internally selectable true bypass or enhanced bypass switching. And if you flip over the manual, it gives you the little schematic of, you take off the bottom of the pedal and you look at the enhanced bypass through the true bypass. Cheers. There's no congratulations on a bottle of Jack, is there?
No. It's best of luck in your future endeavors.
Fulltone OCD has a volume knob, a drive knob, and a tone knob, a red LED, which is when it's engaged, and the HP LP stands for high peak and low peak. Start Unity, I guess. We'll start 12 o'clock.
Let's start with Unity. That's what's important right now.
Just throwing words.
Unity.
Unity and octaves. Let's start with the dyads and the...
Now this is through the Blues Jr., Mr. Blues Jr. the third.
Mr. Blues Jr. the third with a third of reverb. The reverb is on 3 because it's just so dry without nothing. I mean, it's you can scream at us for having reverb on, but whatever. You know what kicks my ass about? You know what kicks my ass about this pedal is this is like a very weak setting on it. It's a very weak setting. I mean, it's the low peak. The volume's only at 9 o'clock. The other two are at 12 o'clock, and it's already starting to kick your ass. Feel a clink coming on. Isn't that kind of what you want? Even before, like, I mean, for like, I keep saying it rocks, but that's rock, man. That's rock and roll. All right, I'm gonna creep up the tone and the drive to 2 o'clock. It's like that old school thing, right? I mean, I don't want to lump it in there as like old school is not a bad thing. It's just all those great rock recordings and super utilitarian if you're in a cover band.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna creep up the tone and the drive to maximum craziness. The room level is not like overwhelmingly loud over here, but if you turn down the volume just a little bit with everything else maxed up, go ahead. I'm gonna turn it down real low. Now that's just about the volume where your wife's gonna let you play in the house. If you're gonna buy this, you can still rock out if somebody's yelling at you to turn it down.
The distortion still sounds good when you turn the volume down. Still, that's pretty handy.
I think it sounds beautiful.
Yeah, well, and it's not always the case. A lot of distortion pedals.
It just it fizzes out as you. Yeah. So it's what I want to do is I want to dial everything back to unity. Unity. Oh yeah, that's the Rick James thing. I was thinking, why is it unity? We're back to where we started. Now, so you can hear the difference between the low peak and the high peak.
Pretty good.
What are your thoughts?
It's a good it's exactly the kind of pedal I would take up to the open mic because you can really get all your rock sounds in, and if you crank it up, you have a decent amount of gain to do some metal stuff. It's not quite as much gain as I would like for like a metal pedal, but it's close enough that you can get pretty far with it.
I'm not sure if people feel like this, but I have a feeling I've dealt with enough customers that I think that they might there is no such thing as like an all-in-one distortion pedal. Usually it's your metal pedals, your rock pedals. Yeah, right. This is a rock pedal. I don't like if anybody wants to say anything different, please do, but I don't hear metal.
Fight me in the comments.
I don't hear it. Yeah. I don't.
But in that mid gain area, it's great, and there's a lot you can really do some.
Are there any settings that you're thinking about before we dime it that you'd like to play around with it?
Tone below noon. I just want to hear kind of like a smoother sound with gain, but with the tone down, so it's a little.
That sounds smooth to me.
Yeah,
That
sounds
is
good.
smooth. I don't think you can really make this pedal sound bad. So let's dime out. Let's dime out high peak situation. Cool.
Yeah, that's where it kind of falls apart for the metal stuff. Is the chugs are a little. It's like it's boosted. It sounds more aggressive on the top end, but it doesn't quite have the right low end.
I get the feeling that this is where it makes the handoff. This is where it makes the handoff to use another pedal.
Yeah.
It's like, what kind of bands do this sound like? This sounds like I don't know, a lot of stuff that was going on in the early 2000s and like super aggressive for a rock pedal. Cheers, sir. It's like the pedal saying, what more do you want of me? I'm a rock pedal. It's
I play a lot of Toto with this pedal. I don't know a lot of Toto, so I'm not going to, but you could. And so if I bothered to learn.
That's pretty easy.
I was like, I figured out a song, and then I was like, no, it wasn't a Toto song. It was just a Steve Lukather part from a Michael McDonald song. Okay, forget. It's also like it's really more of a.
I totally know the song you're talking about. Yeah.
It's a fucking great album, by the way. I would argue among the best divorcecore albums of all time. It's which, to be fair, divorcecore is coined by Beyond Yacht Rock, but it's a relevant. There's like a Phil Collins album that's way up there in divorcecore. But Michael McDonald's, if that's what it takes,
explain to me and the crowd what a
okay. So if you want the full deal, go listen to the Beyond Yacht Rock podcast. One of the early episodes, like the first 10 or something, is divorcecore. But what I recognized from it is that, or at least the way I interpreted it and applied it as a whole album goes, in particular that there was, I forget which one. There's a Phil Collins album, and then there's Michael McDonald's, if that's what it takes, which is his most successful solo album. But the main thing is, like, you hear it and you're like, oh yeah, this dude just got divorced. Like, it's clear from like every song. And the Michael McDonald one also, it's like it goes through the whole thing. It starts with like kind of like she left him and blah, and he's sad, but then he's kind of like, I'll be all right. I kind of feel bad. And it's this whole process, and then by the end he's like, believe in it, and it's all kind of upbeat and like, you'll know what I mean. If That's What It Takes by Michael McDonald, you should go listen to it. It's great. Great yacht rock album. And that song is also on it. And that's also definitely Steve Lukather.
See, this is my bread and butter shit, dude. This is like everything that's right with the world about what I like to do is this. Those crazy nights I do remember in my youth. I do recall those were the best times, most of all. If I had Journey, Hall & Oates, Steely, Motley, Metallica, Pantera, some Johnny Cash. Those are the ones, if I had all of the stuff that they ever did, that'd be enough music to just like, Zeppelin, excuse me. Wolf, and Sabbath, and AC/DC, Jesus Christ. That's in my DNA, you know, like, oh my God, that's the sound, you know. Let's just fucking cave to A. Just play A.
Nice.
Awful but fun.
That is the blues.
Woo! On that pedal show, they got a horn that they honk every time they name drop. This is a secondhand story, so take it with a grain of salt. And since we're talking about Journey, Jonathan Cain allegedly came to our store, and one of my coworkers was working with him. Like at the end of the exchange, they had been friends for a while. My coworker asked Jonathan Cain for his number, and I guess he didn't want to give it to him because the number that he gave him when he tried to call him was another Jonathan Cain.
Oh man.
Some guy named Jonathan Cain.
So he must have looked up some other Jonathan Cain's number.
And I think
it out.
I think he probably does it to women all the time. I think that's what is.
Yeah.
Is this Jonathan Cain? Yes, goddammit. Are you in Journey? No, goddammit. No. Are you?
So
Are
that
you a
way,
journey?
if you Google it, it still shows his name, but you won't call it right away. But you'll Google it. You'll be like, oh yeah, it's him. And then you go home and you're like,
I got Jonathan Cain's number. Yeah, you sure do.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if Michael Fuller's a drinker. I don't know. Till a couple of days ago, I didn't know there was a Michael Fuller. I thought it was like we'll call it Fulltone because that's a cool name. It's full of tone. I think a day or two ago, I didn't know that JHS was somebody's initials. This was a man, J, and I don't know the name, but JHS, somebody's name. Who knew? YouTube. What's YouTube? What's YouTube?
Oh,
maybe you can put on some metal for your mesa. Sure. Get some distortion going.
Oh boy. I'm getting all maced up over here.
One, two, three, four. That's what that shit's about.
That's how you end a show.